Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy early New Year. It's that time again. Welcome back to another episode of the APF podcast, episode 165. It is I, the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system, aka the coach.
And that's your boy going forward. Hope you guys have had a good Christmas. I know we have as well. Let's get right into these topics.
Mm. So, we all know that Miss Mandy Rose has made an exit out of WWE after having a fire 413-day reign as NXT Women's Champion. And so what I've read online was I think Matt Bloom was the one that snitched out. It's not really snitching because everybody's seen it, but he was the one. He was supposedly the one to tell Shawn Michaels about her little her little side gig, her little side basically something that's related to OnlyFans. And me personally, I don't really have an issue. She's not really doing nothing too crazy. She's basically having like she got her wrestling stuff, and then she's got her premium stuff that makes her extra money on the side. So my question is, do you have an issue with any girl doing this type of stuff, even though, even though it makes them money, depending on the way they do it?
I have no problem with her going to basically her version of OF. And my thing is truly she's gonna be. She made like $500,000 last month, so she'll probably make that again. She'll be a millionaire in 2 months.
Oh
She'll
yeah,
make more money from posting some explicit photos, in the water,
it's like
water videos.
the amount that Drew McIntyre makes every month doesn't even equal up, barely even equals up to 500K.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes perfect sense why she moved on. I'm sure she loves to wrestle, but she knows that no promotion's going to hire her, especially AEW, even them, because of her content. Um, so why do stuff that doesn't give you money? Look, she's in the prime of her life. She's still young. She's still beautiful, right? She's maybe 30 years old, but she's still there. Why not capitalize on the improvement in money making, and you don't have to go and be on the road like 90% of the year, making $500,000. That's why a lot of women are going into OF or Fansly or all these different pages because it's just more lucrative, and I wouldn't say easier on your body. Depends on what type of stuff. I think she proves that you don't have to have intimate things happen on your OnlyFans for you to make real money. I mean, like I always tell people, Amaranth is the ultimate example. She leveraged her Twitch, leveraged her social media into making $1.5 million for a couple months. You know, she's still making that type of money. She's still doing her OnlyFans, even though she broke up with her husband or they finally separated. Right? She's a lot more happy now. She can do these things that she wants to do. Because let's be honest, none of her content has changed. She's just got no guy lording over her.
But
But
that's
with Mandy
a
Rose,
long time
what
ago.
I would say
You
is
know what?
that she's smart. Eric Bischoff said it himself. Why would she go to AEW when she can make more money in a couple months than she would make 2 years wrestling AEW, having awesome matches? Financially, it makes no sense. Physically, it makes no sense. And I think she's ready to put a wrestling career on maybe hold or, you know, until she feels financially good enough to decide, hey, I'm gonna stop this and go back to wrestling. It would be hard because she's already 32 years old, but hey, it depends on what she wants.
I feel like this day and age of wrestling, everybody finds that one gig, finds that one niche outside of wrestling, and then they wrestle like a couple more years, and then like, okay, now let me go into this full time for like the rest of my other career, and then just completely just come back to wrestling on occasion. Becky Lynch, John C. John Cena did it. The Rock did it. Becky Lynch was doing a couple movies also while she was away on her injury. I think this day and age you're going to see a lot more wrestlers, make their name, make their claim in the wrestling scene when they first start for like the first like 10, 15 years. And then when they get to that year 16, when they hit that peak like Mandy Rose did, you just like, you know what, I'm making this much. I'm doing this. This is a lot easier. This is a lot more fun. And I love wrestling, but this doesn't take a toll on your body as much. All you're doing is really, memorizing lines, getting into the character, making sure your photos are clean. These things are more fun and more less taxing on your body than going through 15 years of entertaining the fans and getting paid for it. But there's that one injury that can just end it all for you.
Yeah.
So I think she shouldn't really go to AEW. I mean, AEW is like the TNA of what people used to say. Remember how TNA was like all the old W wrestlers went there. AEW is turning into that,
Yeah.
and she
I
shouldn't
just
go over
think.
there.
Oh, you still going on?
No, no, I'm good.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. I didn't. The reason why she was able to even keep her fan time page was that she was on NXT, and on NXT they don't crack down on it. So she had the best of both worlds. She was able to put whatever they deemed which was good enough for them to keep her as champion, and she'll go on TV and market herself. So even more of those fans would go find her page. Now I just found out that Chelsea Green, who I guess is the wife of Matt Cardona, aka
Yeah,
Zack Ryder,
yeah,
um, is coming to WWE, so she's canceling her OF page, because obviously, if you're on the roster, you cannot have an OF. So that's another thing, and that's probably again that's why Mandy Rose got fired. I mean, she was 400-day reign, she was doing great. They did want to fire her, but I guess once she started posting some nude photos in the water and some wrist very nude and some stuff in the shower, they're like, oh, we gotta cut this out. It's a family, blah blah blah. So it just goes to show you that WWE is trying to have a good facing thing. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't know how many of those fans were like, "Oh my god, she has a fan time page." They don't. Those guys are wrestling fans. They, I mean, I'm sure they follow her and know about it, but nobody was ever complaining. So that's what always surprised me.
yeah. No, no. I've not heard anybody, especially the guys, complain about, oh, she has a fan time page. She's over here posting photos, making money on the side, when she should be focusing on keeping her body right and entertaining the fans. I mean, you can do both. Cena does both. Cena literally did both. When he was making movies in Hollywood, he also made some appearances on WWE, even when he was doing it full time. He also made some time. So Cena made it work. But Cena's a whole different breed. We're talking about, Mandy Rose, a girl who made it. It was like I remember clearly when she showed up in NXT before 2.0. She had like a pink suit dress, a two-piece pink suit dress with heels, and was standing on the ramp. It was like at that moment. Now I'm looking back at it. It was that moment that she was going to be that next top dog in NXT, and that she did. And throughout her entire reign, she was wrestling like I never seen her wrestle before. I mean, NXT completely changed her. Being a world champion in any class, especially at the level she is performing, changed her completely. And now she's transitioning from holding on to that title for 400 days to now being on the unemployment line, but which don't really matter because she's already making stupid money. So
I mean,
For
she's
me,
making
it's
more
like,
money than any of those girls are making
oh yeah,
before. I mean, some of them may be getting paid $1 million, yeah, over 12 months. She's gonna make that in 2 months, 3 months. I mean, there's just no there's it just she understands what she's gotta do. She had her reign. She had her year plus reign of good matches. I think she's okay. And I think when she did that message saying, "Hey guys, the page is still up," I think she understands it's time for me to move on from wrestling. I'm 32 years old. I need to worry about the rest of my life. Why not milk these wrestling fans for all the money I can get and move on?
I mean that she did. So when I see Roxanne Perez win, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that because I was really expecting Mandy Rose to hold on to that title for a bit longer. But then after realizing why she lost, I was like, okay, yeah, now it makes more sense. So,
Yeah,
but
she
you
just
know,
she
it
just
was always the topic that we always go back to: who is going to beat Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight title? I believe it's Cody Rhodes. I,
that's a pretty good choice. That's a pretty good choice. I mean, it makes sense. He got sold when he came back on being the top guy. He wanted the world championship. He wanted to be number one guy in WWE. So it makes sense for him to get the title shot and to beat Roman Reigns. Because yes, Roman Reigns does eventually need to lose. I mean, a lot of people right now are loving the Bloodline story. It's probably the best stable they've done since Daniel Bryan and Kane. You know, in terms of not only the stable but the writing, the performances of what they've done to be able to turn all these guys to household names. I mean, these guys are carrying WWE because obviously in Raw there's nothing happening, so it revolves around them.
I mean, you got
So
Judgment Day, but Judgment Day ain't really doing nothing.
yeah, I mean, like the stable isn't that really impressive. They haven't really done much. There's not like another competing stable or team to go after them. So they're kind of in like nowhere land. Like AJ Styles faced I guess they have AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Anderson is their competition currently, but I don't know.
I would say
The
that
writing is done.
rivalry is dead, but they attacked him. I think earlier in the week.
I'm just
So
thinking there's really nothing there personally. I really think there's much there. It's just not as interesting as it is with the bloodline. Like they had their match, and then what else? There's no when because a storyline is what it's trying to be. Well, you have to sell me on something. You have to show me why I should care. I understand why Kevin Owens and all this cares, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were boys, and Sami Zayn had to betray him to show his allegiance to the family. All this stuff. Like I remember watching when Jay was which one was the one that Roman Reigns faced for the actual title
like
back.
what a pay per view?
I'm talking about like I don't know. It was a long time ago. He faced either Jay or Jimmy for the title.
Oh he faced Jay.
Right? Yeah, Jay. Because Jimmy already was like subjugated and became there, and Jay came back was like, "I'm not doing that. I'm gonna fight you and stuff." And then when
No, Jay, he faced Jay, and then Jay was forced into following
yeah,
Roman's lead, and then Jimmy came back, and then ended up following Rome, and then realizing that I'm gonna follow Roman's lead because he's family.
yeah, because one of them fought each other, fought and then lost, got put in. Then the other one just came in. I guess
Yeah,
he didn't fight him.
it was Jay. Jay lost twice,
Oh
and
well.
when Jay lost the second time, he was forced to follow in Roman's lead. He was forced to follow Roman.
Yeah.
And
So
then
that's
and
how
then
they
Jimmy
got
came
started.
back, and then instantly he didn't like to follow Roman, but he was like, you know what? Since my brother is following Roman, I'm gonna follow him too. And look
Yeah.
where they're at now.
So yeah, that's how the thing started. So Judgment Day, I don't think has anything good happening currently. But yeah, I think Cody Rhodes is the best option. I know some people said The Rock. and I would say I can understand The Rock because right now he's free.
The
Black
Rock,
Adam
The
was a
Rock,
flop, huh?
The Rock.
Some people are saying The Rock. I mean, what is The Rock doing now? Black Adam is not happening. He's not going to be in
He
NATC.
already said he retired. So I mean,
Oh well, okay. Yeah, Shawn Michaels retired too, and then came back, did he?
yeah, but then that was different. It was like Brothers of Destruction versus DX. It was when Triple H had his
Whoa.
last match, and then Undertaker low blowed him because he lost, and then they had that whole shit show at Crown Jewel, that terrible shit show match, and
Because
then
it's a bunch of old dudes fighting each other. Yeah, yeah. They maybe that's why they should stop wrestling because they're 50+ years old.
yeah,
Like,
that's what Taker did after he had that match at WrestleMania. He said, "I'm done."
and then because Shawn Michaels came back for that Saudi Arabian money, whatever they were paying him was worth it because he
They
came back
probably
and
they paid him
fought.
like a couple million.
Yeah. Oh well, look at that. That's exactly why I come back. Now The Rock is not coming back for that, but The Rock would come back for the storyline. For him to come back and beat Roman and say that I'm the real head of the table, right? Like something like that. I
Or
could see
Solo
that,
Sikoa.
huh?
Or Solo Sikoa. He
Or
hasn't.
so, yeah, but
Solo, he hasn't
Sokoa
said
right
nothing.
now, I
Solo's
don't
been
know if,
quiet in the background, just chilling. Imagine if he
yeah,
was
like
plotting.
I don't know if he's really the person I would say, yeah, he should beat Roman Reigns, or he's like he can compete.
The thing is, they haven't built him up though. They have to build him up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what has he really done? I mean, he comes on, he's an enforcer. He doesn't really do much, man. That's just
He's a
my
former
problem.
NXT North American champion,
He sure is.
but then he got screwed out of that. So,
But I
but
think for the most part, it's going to be Cody Rhodes. I agree because I don't really see a wrestler now. Randy Orton is still gone. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? That's another thing we have to worry about. And if the Royal Rumble guy does not face him at WrestleMania, we know he's just going to lose at whatever pay per view. That's what I know, and that's what I don't like. Like I like you just give the Royal Rumble winner make him look like he can beat Roman Reigns. Like Roman Reigns has not lost a match in 3 years, right? So
he hasn't gotten
what are they
pinned.
gonna?
He's lost matches, but he hasn't gotten pinned in 3 years.
He has not pinned. I'm sorry, yes. So how are you gonna make me believe that this guy's gonna win if he doesn't face him at WrestleMania? I don't want the guy face him at Elimination Chamber or whatever two pay per views they have before WrestleMania. I want it to be either Cody Rhodes comes back or Royal Rumble and gets it. I don't know if his timeline fits with him coming back around that time. If he
What I've
can, that
seen is that they're planning on having Cody come back and basically screw over Seth and turning Seth back to a heel, and them having another match, and then him possibly facing Roman at WrestleMania 39.
okay. Yeah,
That's
because
what
Seth Rollins
that's what I've been
is.
seeing on the net.
Oh yeah, and yeah, those things are probably true. I mean, like I always say, 95% of what people put on the internet, no matter if it's wrestling or sports, is real because somebody told them. You would be more surprised if they never told anybody, but they have to tell somebody. Somebody if somebody knows. That's how we know. That's how I know about Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona may come back because his wife is coming back. So, and also he will not be Zack Ryder when he comes back. He should not be Zack Ryder.
No,
He
Zack
should be
Ryder was a
who he wants
loser.
to be. He's built
Zack Ryder was
himself
a
over
character.
time. I don't, it's funny when you read about these guys that you used to watch as a kid, and you find out like they've had some like amazing runs in different like places, and I just hope that if he comes back, they write him something good. I don't like it when they bring guys back and they don't get anything. Like I remember MVP they brought back, he literally did nothing. Now he's just a
He's just a black version
he's a
of Heyman.
mouthpiece. I'm just saying he's retired from wrestling because I don't think he'll ever wrestle. He's too old. I mean, I'm sure he stays in shape, but not good enough shape. And he wasn't always the best worker when he was in his prime, anyways, as I remember. You know, not really. The biggest thing about him was his theme song and his entrance. That was always a big thing about him.
Yeah, that was the best thing about MVP is that he can rap.
Yeah, he could rap. Um, and then another thing is, oh wow. And then another thing is, you know, that's kind of it. But I just think that
You're trying to think of something.
I was trying to think of something. I lost thought because I'm watching the Warriors game. That's why I was losing thought.
Oh,
Um,
I mean, you making him look bad. You be like, what? He's like, what you mean, man?
yeah,
He gonna come across the video. He be like, what you mean, bro?
wow.
Shit.
But yeah, I agree with you. Cody
Oh,
Rhodes is
just
probably.
like Shelton Benjamin. You know, he
Oh yeah,
was.
yeah. That's what we're talking about. Like they
Yeah.
bring, Shelton Benjamin. Like, what has he done? He's on like main event. Who I think is on Hulu. You can watch main event on Hulu, and like nobody's watching that bullshit. Like Shelton Benjamin gets nothing. Shelton Benjamin is like the guy who gets no bitches. He gets nothing. He just gets shafted.
Yeah. He
And
gets roasted by Keith Lee's wife.
yeah, Keithy's wife, who I didn't know was good friends with him. And
Oh yeah, they have a long history with each other. They,
yeah, so that's like him. So I'm just hoping if Matt Cardona comes back, he gets a good thing. He's improved himself over the years away from WWE. I don't blame him because WWE wrote him as like a complete joke. He had like the weird ass theme song, right? Like his character was this goofy guy, and when he comes back, he doesn't want to be goofy. I hope he gets Drew McIntyre, which is complete reboot, refresh for the
well,
masses.
let's not Drew McIntyre him because
I'm not saying champion. I'm just saying a
Drew
complete.
McIntyre. You know, he worked his way up to being the guy that he was
I'm
for like
just
2021.
yeah. I'm just saying is that Drew McIntyre from now to when he started is a complete refresh of a character, right? A
Oh yeah, you
complete
don't talk
refresh.
about the Drew McIntyre from like 2010. You talk about the 2020
Yeah, that's what I'm
Drew.
saying. That's how good the refresh was. He got bigger. He got stronger. He got faster. Got more meaner. He looks the part of that type of guy. You know, which is I'm a type A 1A kind of guy. I'm a world champion only wrestler. And really great storylines. 2010 he was this skinny dude, right? Who they handpicked. The biggest thing about him was like he beat Triple H in his first match. He won the Intercontinental Championship. His theme song is probably one of the best theme songs ever, up there with "Glorious Domination" by Bobby Roode. Like those type of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Nobody cared about his wrestling.
Speaking of Bobby Roode, also he was also the top NXT. He was like one of the top guys, and then look what happened. Hasn't really
Yeah,
been around.
yeah. And look how many NXT people are amazing. Then they come to the main roster and get shafted, especially during the Vince McMahon era. Maybe it's different now with no Vince McMahon, but especially during the Vince McMahon era, he would shaft so many good wrestlers. He didn't like Daniel Bryan. I'm for sure he didn't like Finn Balor. I'm for sure he didn't like a lot of the smaller guys, and they would just get horrible, horrible storylines because he's like, you're not 6'5" and built. You know, he loved those guys. Like that's why he likes Austin Theory. I'm like, Austin Theory has no connection with anybody. Like people see Austin Theory, they think he's annoying. Okay,
Yeah,
annoying,
all he does is talk trash and don't back it up.
and do them selfie things. Like, thank God they took those away. Those are so cringe.
Because that was, oh my god, especially when he was United States champion the first time. Oh, just a child, just like a rich boy that was just getting fed his parents' money every month.
Yeah,
I can't stand that. I'm like, imagine being a wrestler taking photos all like that,
the
trying
man,
to be a
the,
serious threat. Really?
the man sold his Titanatron or whatever that fucking was. He sold that shit for to Beyblade, man. Like he different. He real different.
See, he trying to get his bag up. That's why.
I don't blame him. Shit.
He just saw an opportunity. He was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just sell my. I didn't even know he sold it. That's new to me.
I mean somebody either W sold it or what.
Or he got paid to use
I
it.
mean, yeah, he had to get paid. I look at Dylan Brooks talking all that bull.
Bro, Dylan
Talk
Brooks
to
stay
damn much.
talking. Dylan Brooks is that guy that will stay talk that
Hey,
talk.
you know people said Dylan Brooks was dating Tranny.
Just like Dwight Howard.
Yeah. You know, Kylian Mbappe also was dating a man who was a woman. Man, people out here getting reckless. I mean, no problem. I'm just saying that's crazy. I did not know Dwight Howard. I remember Dwight Howard a couple years ago. They were saying he was messing with one. I didn't know he actually dated one. I did not know that Dwight Howard actually dated one.
I still think he messed with him. I don't know if he dated him.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. People are very open these days. That type of shit. But I guess we can talk about some of these Christmas Day games that happened
Yeah.
today. Um, you know, I caught some of them.
Oh yeah, the Philadelphia and New York.
Yeah. Let me look at the scores real quick. I'm so busy. So today I know Celtics won big, Mavericks won as well. What else? Let me see. Shit. Let me see. Oh yeah, the most recent game was Bucks Celtics. So, but let me see if we can pull it up on my computer. As slow as it goes. That's about yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me see here. What's today?
Oh, it was like 119. Sixers won by 7.
Yeah, I'm just okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to bring up the NBA. What the hell? I'm seeing. Because I'm on. I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to bring up that game. Just taking a while. Jesus, man. Ugh, takes so long. Yeah, not responding. Yep, not responding. Yay. Awesome. Okay. This thing wants to waste my time. Who's the high man in the 76ers Knicks game?
It was Joel Embiid had 35 and Julius Randle had 35.
Well, if you want to say nobody stopped anybody, that's what that means.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson had a good
Yeah, it
game,
was pretty
double,
close.
23 points, 11 assists. James Harden had 29 points and 13 assists. No, it
Yeah.
was like everybody was actually going. Everybody was going off. Like 4 people were like going off. Nobody could really be stopped. A lot of people had good games. Mitchell Robinson had 16 rebounds and 10 points. This was like a good game that nobody could be stopped. Really, it's like everybody had their own decent game.
Yeah. It looks like the Knicks collapsed in the fourth quarter, though.
So that's not surprising.
Yeah, they collapsed, which sucks.
They're on a 3-game losing streak.
Oh, who is the Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks.
Wow, they just won 8 games in a row too.
And yeah, they lost their last 3, including a heartbreaker against one team.
Hmm. Oh, here it goes. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, Julius Randle was just around Joel Embiid was both very efficient. They're at 35 points on 22 shots, 35 points on 24 shots. Oh, that's really good.
And
Wow, noise from the
Julius
people.
Randle hit like three threes in the first quarter. So
Yeah, I
he was
remember that.
yeah, he was banging those, and then he only made one more three, and that was it.
Yep. Well, plus minus. James Harden plus 10. George Niang plus 17. Montrezl plus 13. But really, Harden he played 43 minutes. I mean, that's a lot of minutes. Jesus,
I
that's damn
mean,
near
if
the
you see
entire
what
game.
was going on in like the second quarter, I think those 43 minutes made sense because that was a complete doo doo show that I was watching. Bunch of reckless turnovers, no ball movement, just bad shots. It was just
Yeah,
terrible. And then you have Harden, who's a floor general now. You know,
he
now
is.
that he's there being a floor, now he's there being a floor general. And all the game, but everybody's games have been he's controlled everybody's game basically.
Yeah, he had 13 assists. He was efficient from the field, efficient from the 3-point line. He played well. As usual, PJ Tucker absolutely doing nothing outside of his defense, which is fine. It's always fun to watch a guy play 24 minutes and basically do nothing. Took two shots, made one of his 3-pointers.
It's amazing how he gets so much praise for his defense, even though he lacks so much offense. It's
Yeah,
so
I
it's
mean, I mean, hey, at least he gets paid a lot of money to do a job, so I have no problem with that. On the Knicks, well, quickly actually, if you look at the team stats as well, where you're saying, look, both teams shot well from the field. Both teams, well, the 76ers made a lot more threes. Both teams were pretty average from the free throw line. Um, New York out rebounded them by 14. I mean, damn, that's a lot. Damn. Man, Golden State, man, they just love to give up these threes on the corner. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Wow, we just got the foul. Was it? How many turnovers? Oh, only 8 turnovers? Man, not a lot of turnovers, man. Only 16. That's very, very good. Very, very good. Both teams had the 14-point lead at one point. Well,
Wow.
which is
I
interesting.
don't how does I would say how does that happen, but it's 2022. Everybody loses
Yeah,
leads.
you can come back from any lead, really. No
I
fast
mean,
break
I
points.
seen this team. I seen the Celtics come back from down 30. So
Look, man, we saw those Clippers come back down from damn near from 30 points against Golden State, one of the greatest teams of all time at Golden State. We all should be surprised that hey, in today's basketball, you can come back. It's just kind of a thing.
mm, yeah,
What else?
Boston completely whooped Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, Milwaukee. Yeah, Milwaukee had some trouble.
They
Milwaukee had
got
trouble. I mean, there was no Chris Middleton. If you look at all the players that actually played, every player was minus.
nine for 20. Damn, minus 27. Oh my god, they
Yeah,
all played bad.
not
They
not
really played
not
bad.
rarely. Not rarely do you see him do that. Look over there, Boston. Their two players played well. It's very simple sometimes. You know, those two players play at their best. That's all that
I mean, look
matters.
at the
Um,
efficiency of his finest right there.
yeah, because
They
if you
both
look,
missed they both missed 16 shots.
yeah, yep. Because if you look at the team stats, they both shot 50%. Now Boston shot almost 53. They obviously did not out rebound them by much. They passed the ball more. Both teams were average in turnovers. The only big difference here is points in the paint. But again, it's very small. It just looks like the other two guys played better. Looks like the other two guys played better than Milwaukee's two guys.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You got Jalen Brown's for 29, Tatum's got 41. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
41
had that,
points.
if you had that, they couldn't stop none of them. I mean, even
Yeah, I
Giannis
mean
had
they have
27
fours.
points,
Yeah, but
and
he didn't have no help though.
because he
Oh.
shot so terrible, he played terrible, is because why he had
Mm-hmm.
net minus 27.
I mean, missing that many shots, that's a lot of possessions that had no points. That's gonna compound compared to Tatum only missed 8 shots, Brown only made 8 shots. So then they had other guys helping. They had White with 12, Horford with 11. They had Grant Williams with 11. So even though yes, Giannis had 27, Brook Lopez had 16. I mean, your 4 stars scored with 15 points. You expect to usually play pretty well, but hey, he did. Giannis missed way too many shots.
But yeah, nobody had 10 field goals made, so that was a
Yeah,
problem.
and if you look at it, a lot of shots by Giannis. Giannis did not today. Hey, Giannis thought he could do it himself or whatever happened, but you gotta get more shots for more people. Try and get some kickouts. He had 22 shots. He did not make a lot. He took way too many threes. He took almost 1/4 of his shots for threes. That's never good. So hopefully he
That's
rectifies that.
unusual coming from a guy like him who doesn't shoot.
Yeah, he does not shoot. He does not shoot fairly well. Uh, what else? If we look at the Lakers, well,
It's
what a
like,
surprise! LeBron James, 30 for 8 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Yeah, by himself.
I mean, well, and then yeah, the, he was perfect from the line. So I don't hear Skip say anything about him being the bad free throw shooter this game because he was perfect.
Yeah, hey, LeBron, I'm telling you, LeBron's trying to get that 80% real quick.
But can he though?
Yeah, I mean, he can. I mean, why not? He can get it. Keep making them 3 free throws. Hey, he keeps making all them free throws like that. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. But yeah, I mean, look, the Lakers, man. I mean, this is the main problem. They can't score the ball. Holy shit! Like Austin Reeves 6. Like Austin Reeves should be starting. He should be starting. They have no good centers. No good centers. Austin Reeves should be starting more. Um, Russell Westbrook should stay on the bench, but Reeves should be starting. I mean, come on now. Russell Westbrook had 16 shots. How can you think playing LeBron with barely any other shooters is any good? I mean, he can't. He cannot do it by himself. They were outscored 51-21 in the third quarter. People, that is a 30-point difference, man. That is what's the end of the game. That's insane. You gave up 21, 22, then 51. Number one, I would love to. I mean, I would like if they could let. I'm sure I can look up how to break down by
Bro,
quarter. That's what I would like to do.
bro,
Because to give up 51 points.
how y'all gonna lock them up in the first half and then just let them drop 50 on your head in the third?
That's what I'm saying. Like, let me see, third quarter.
Oh yeah, we
Third
can see.
quarter, all players.
Oh
Who
yeah,
is?
see,
How am
LeBron
I
only
gonna?
had 3 shots.
Oh, you
LeBron
found.
only had
Okay,
3 shots. Westbrook only had 2 shots. See, they wasn't made. Nobody had at least 5 shots made attempted.
that's
And
sharp, sharp.
you come over to Dallas. Tim Hardaway was 6 or 7. Christian Wood 3 or 5. Luka 4 for 6.
Are you on
Tim
ESPN looking this up or Basketball Reference?
I'm using NBA.
Oh, okay, you say NBA. Okay.
Yeah. Tim Hardaway had 4 out of 5 threes. Then when he had 2 threes, Christian, bro, it was like they was efficient. They had an efficient quarter and made a lot of their shots. They're like 18 for 25 that quarter from the entire field and 9 for 13 from three. So you can see
So
why they
what?
got. So now we see why they got torched because everybody was efficient versus
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of misses. I'm seeing a
versus
lot of
the
misses. If
Lakers. They
only,
had 6
um,
for 18, one
yeah,
for
I'm
6 and
looking. I'm looking through the third quarter. They've made five. They made six shots. I mean, most of their points were free throws compared to Mavericks, who are just making a lot more shots, a lot more threes, because
and then
Luca
not a lot of free throws.
and yeah, I mean the Lakers just bad. And plus AD's out for some undetermined amount of time, strictly due to the messed up his stress fracture. I mean, they were losing already. It's going to be hard for them to win games. They can't get enough scoring. Even when those two guys, LeBron James had 38 points, and it didn't matter. That's how bad this team is. Because if he even had the help of some of the teams early in this
He's not.
earlier in the day, where they give him like 10 to 15 points, I mean, they could have won that game for sure.
He wasn't. They wasn't ever gonna win when you have Christian Wood 30, Luka 32, and Tim Hardaway 26. They can't. There's no way they can win. There's no way he was winning that game with those three scoring almost 30 each.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way he was winning. He just scored almost 40 points by himself and still lost because why? Nobody was playing defense. Everybody was there just letting Tim Hardaway shoot the hell out of that ball, and literally was just a 3-point marksman the entire time.
Yeah, I watched that game. Man, that guy was getting so many open shots.
And he was
He really was. Like they would penetrate inside and they would just throw it to the corner or skip past it. I mean, the Lakers had horrible spat awareness of where guys are. You know they love shooting that. They love doing that stuff.
they're a team that shoots threes. They be
Yep.
shooting three. So you know that you can't really leave them because somebody's going to be open and they're going to knock it down. And when you knock it down, then everybody's going to knock it down. And then when everybody starts knocking it down, then the game's going to start going away from you slowly.
Yeah, the Lakers they're just such a bad team. They are so bad. Like if you didn't know basketball like we know basketball, people who don't know would say they're bad. They can't make the three. They can't shoot from. They really can't keep. They have no other
They
player.
have no defensive awareness. They close out. Really everybody does this, but they was closing out so hard. It was either you sidestep on a three, or you run to the paint and then kick it off for another open look.
Yeah, they fouled way too much. Both teams fouled a lot. These are high foul teams. I mean, Luka Doncic had 16 free throw attempts. That's why he made 12 of them. 32 points on 16 shots.
They
That's part of
they
the reason
have
why.
the Mavericks had 26 personals and the Lakers had 23 personals.
Yeah, both teams turned the ball over. Same.
Yeah,
Now
it was like
Dallas.
8 to 11. The Lakers
Yeah.
had 8. The Mavericks had 11.
Yep. And then also Dallas having 31 assists shows you that their offensive plan was working
They
because the more assists
and
you
the,
get, the more better your offense is obviously optimally working. So they were much
and
more optimal.
and it shows you that the Lakers were just playing individual basketball. They weren't playing team ball because they had
Yeah.
obviously a lot less assists the than the Mavericks.
Yeah. I mean the Lakers, they really don't have a point guard. It's a lot of isolation. There's a lot of LeBron going on one. Westbrook for damn sure goes 1-on-1 anytime he's in the
Right, any
on
chance
the
he
field.
gets, he's doing 1-on-1.
Yeah, like that's his thing. He likes to do that. So I just think today proved a lot that the Lakers are just when they go up against like any team with real aspirations of going deep in the playoffs in the West, they have no hope of. They really are outmanned, outmatched, and LeBron's just trying to get as many points as he can, and get the
He's
record, and
trying to do whatever he can, but
yeah.
it's
I mean, there's only so much you can do. You try your best and you try to go out there and do that, but if they don't want, if you don't have the requisite help or shooters, you're kind of fucked.
and it's kind of over for you. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's really about it. Denver game hasn't started, and the Golden State Memphis game. I think all I'm gonna say is Golden State is taking that game. They're taking that game if they can lock down John Morant. If they can't lock down John Morant, then it's gonna be hard for them to win. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
they'll take that game because um what's it called? They'll take that games because they're at home. Like they're at home, man. Like, that's the big difference. Like they're at home. They're such a good home team. Like I've been watching the game today. They've done a good job on John Morant, contesting anytime he goes up in the air, all that type of stuff. So they've done a good job. It's just hey, they have to continue to be consistent defending and not allow so many open 3-pointers. But as long as they do all that, they'll be fine. Have to keep watching his game, but that's it for us. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about.
No. And with that being said, this has been another episode of the APF podcast, episode 165. I hope you enjoy the show. It is I, the coach, aka the coach, signing out. Your intro, sir. Your
Oh,
outro.
and it's your boy going forward, man. Sorry for watching the game. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend, your Christmas, and have a happy New Year, man. We may see you next week.
And have a Merry Christmas, cuh. Hey!
Later.